Welcome back to Yare Shack, AJ.
No, he doesn't have to. No, but what's funny about that episode in particular?
What's it?
Oh, it wasn't even shut. AJ, that was you.
His stomach left him with no strength.
It's fair.
But yeah,
Oh.
you were saying?
Yeah,
Go scoot that back.
No, that's fine. In that episode in particular, that they're.
You're not even on camera.
I wasn't on camera on that when they were watching either.
Oh.
I was
I'm Nick.
like the first couple seconds were like I'm trying to figure out what that clicking noise is because it was bugging me, and it was like the mic's gonna pick that up and it's gonna be really annoying. And then I sat there and played with the bottle cap lid on the table, like bouncing it like this for like
The whole time?
not the whole time, but for a significant amount of time. I was watching that back. I was like, that is really annoying.
So, what'd you do this week, AJ?
I've been in McMinnville.
What?
I've been in McMinnville.
Doing what?
Tearing out a kitchen.
Yeah, I bet you want to tear out a kitchen. Ow!
He wants to put a bun in that oven, too.
No! What the hell is wrong with you? He wants to open up a fridge and just tear it out.
He's a midnight snacker.
When was the last time you had a midnight snack?
I usually always have something up in my room anyway.
That's not the question.
Um,
When have you been asleep?
When's the last time you gremlined?
When have you been asleep, woke up, and ate something, and then went back to bed? Like in the middle of the night.
Never.
It's been a while.
What
Okay.
have you
Because
done?
I used to, if I knew my mom had bought like ice cream sandwiches or something like that.
You'd bring those and put them next to your bed and wake up and be like, I'm not dead.
Oh my god, it's like cookies and cream syrup.
No, I would wake up and go downstairs and try as quietly as I could to open the freezer door. But almost every refrigerator we have has a loud freezer door. And when I get lucky enough to get one, I would turn one and one would turn into like 8. The next thing, the whole box is gone.
Your
I'm
mom's
like,
like, ooh.
Mom comes down the next day. What happened to ice cream?
I'm like
sandwich?"
this in the corner.
I don't know.
It was all so quickly. I'm pretty sure we got robbed.
Do you guys sleep all the way through the night, or do you wake up randomly?
Depends.
I'm a weird sleeper because I can be sound asleep and then somehow you know how you could be pretty asleep and then somehow something just catches you out in the outside world and you hear everything going on around while you're still asleep.
I mean, I've listened to music and stuff and had that influence my dreams. That's
some-
not really what I meant.
Sometimes I wake up, but sometimes I sleep. I do things the other day I had a nosebleed while I was asleep.
Ew.
Right? Confused the shit out of me when I woke up and I was taking a shower. Because I had red. Arms and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or it
And you're
dried and then it was crusted. So it just left a...
I'm eating.
You were
I'm just saying.
You were like red wings.
Yeah.
How you know she's never pregnant? But, so that's all you've done this week?
Hold on. I was going to talk about my sleeping.
Oh.
I often wake up 3 times a night, every couple hours.
I have nights like that.
I do it I was doing it constantly. I never used to do it. And I was doing it constantly for months, and then I stopped, and now I'm doing it again. And I don't know what the difference is.
It's cheapo.
No. But I always keep a drink next to my bed because I wake up, and I'll take a swig, and I'll just go back to sleep, no matter what it is, though. I could have a Red Bull sitting there, wake up, chug a little bit, and just right back out.
See, when I wake up, I drink something.
When I wake
I
up,
keep a drink next to my bed, so
I have about 44 Sonic cup. Fill it up. Most of the time I wake up in the middle of the night and drink the whole thing somehow. Don't even remember doing it.
And then I often, do you listen to anything when you go to sleep? Like music or anything?
Lo-fi.
I used to.
It's mostly lo-fi.
I switch it up, because sometimes I listen to music, sometimes I listen to I put on hour-long compilations of
In the ASMR of that horror with that mic, it's just gonna be.
I don't know how good that's gonna pick that up.
It was picking up a clicking
I'm
noise.
just saying.
But
That was activating a mask.
when I used to, I can't listen to anything upstairs anymore. Like even if I'm going to sleep, because for whatever reason, even if I can't hear it, it's like magnified downstairs. I don't know how that's even a thing. But like I could have my TV like on volume number 4, which I can't hear it, but I could go downstairs. I can hear the music perfectly. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
So I used to my old TV. Well, I'm sure my new TV does too. But like my old TV had a timer setting on it, so you could set it to like turn off.
You feel better? You feel better?
Yeah.
You could set it up so it would like turn itself off in like an hour.
Yeah.
TV.
I would do that.
I had that set up one time on accident and didn't even mean to do it. Like I had sat on the remote and it did it.
So I would fall asleep watching TV, and then started listening to music when I'd go to sleep. Right now I'm in the phase where I'm listening to like Game Grump 12-hour compilations while I'm sleeping. So I'm just listening to Dan and Aaron dick around with stuff while I'm asleep. And then for a while there, I was using that sleep thing on my app, on my alarm clock app, where she like snores and stuff. So it makes it like somebody sleeping next to you.
But
and then you wake her up. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of different types of lo-fi.
I would listen to, like, when I say listen to music, I would listen to lo-fi. There was a point right after we started watching Fully Cool Air where I was listening to The Pillows every night before I went to bed.
I used to listen.
That's how I discovered my favorite song is I Think I Can.
Yeah.
So like this is like the realest talk we've ever had.
Yeah.
Alright, well let's talk about farts.
No, I'm being serious. Like,
let's talk about butts and what they can do.
No,
and what
I'm,
you can do.
I'm like literally being serious.
I can do all kinds of things to a butt.
Well, no, like if I do listen to music, which is very rarely when I go to bed, I'll usually listen to like orchestral things, like scores for movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, video game soundtracks are good.
You know, like I can. It's bad because like I can fall asleep to that, but I think I wake myself up.
Really? Just fries, no chicken? Asshole.
You want a chicken?
Yes, I do.
You want some chicken? But yeah, like I'm bad about like randomly just waking up.
So do you just
like,
have
keep
like
my eyes shut?
Do you have this thing for honey mustard?
What do you mean?
Like, do you honey mustard
penis?
on a lot of stuff?
No.
A penis.
Yeah,
You said this
all
thing.
the time. I eat honey mustard on dick every day.
No.
No, the only time I ever use honey mustard is chicken and fish.
Fish, really?
Yeah.
Now you think about it, we've had the Captain D's. You've ate it with that.
Yeah, and like when at work when they do the catfish thing, honey mustard.
I don't like tartar
Wait,
sauce.
hey, that happens in a month.
Yeah, it does.
I think. I mean, we might get it. Do you think we'll get a bonus?
A bonus.
Probably won't be that good though.
I don't know. I mean, they're trying to turn things around.
You guys are getting a bonus. How does a nickel sound? Everybody's
Apparently
like,
they're stepping down another 4 area leaders.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. They can barely keep enough people in the room, like there, because of how strict they've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find fine because the stricter it gets, the more rewards we'll get.
I think it should be that way. My dad said the way things have been going though, with things being stricter and everything, he said that's actually how it used to be. He said, and then things just kind of went crazy.
Yeah. Japanese left and Jack took over.
Mm-hmm.
Won't say his last name.
Thompson.
But if I ever need a screwdriver or a Phillips head, I know who to fuck off.
See, my joke with Jack Thompson, he's the lawyer who would always sue Grand Theft Auto, being like, it's ruining America.
I'll tell you what's ruining America: poor educational systems. You and your
Oh, and for the
your
viewers,
privileges and
if you guys
stuff.
hear women talking, it's not AJ. There are
Wow.
people.
I don't sound like a woman anyway. I probably got the deepest voice in here.
Yeah, he's got a point.
You got the butcher's voice in here.
I have the most beautiful
Which is
voice
funny
in the world.
because when I talk right now, I don't sound like I have a deep voice, but anytime I ever listen to myself back, I'm like, holy crap. Like, what is up with that?
Say in a world tomorrow.
So,
In a world of tomorrow,
So,
in a world where both of our cars were totally underwater.
so
You
you
can see live 2021.
you actually don't hear yourself the way you sound,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and when you hear yourself recorded back, that's what you actually sound like. But I've listened to myself recorded so much that I actually just hear myself as I am now.
I don't hear myself, but I don't know what I sound like. If you had to describe it, what it would be.
But that's like I hear both of you, and then when I
And
hear
the
you
word
back in
annoying are the
playthroughs,
one thing I hear from you, but
you know, but like when I hear y'all like talking now, and then talking like if I'm having to watch a video to try to come up with a title for it and everything, I'm like, why do they sound the same when I sound so different? I don't get it.
It's because you hear yourself differently, and then when you hear yourself recorded, that's what you actually sound like. You hear me exactly as I sound.
Yeah.
And back when I first started doing videos and stuff, I had the same thing. Where
I was fucking with you.
I sound like that, but I've done it so much for so long, I know exactly what I sound like. So now I don't have
I think
that.
I hear my voice sometimes, and I'm just like, I try to like, change it because I don't really like my voice.
It's hard to change your voice when you test
No,
those
it's not.
guys.
No,
It's not hard to change your voice at all. Hello. I changed it.
No, but
Hello there.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Mrs.
I'm a little disappointed in my voice, you know. Like, it's not like I don't want it to be higher or lower. It's just I just don't like it.
I just want to be able to sing that one note that Whitney Houston can sing. But I can't do that because I wasn't made that way.
You know, I want to be able to sing in general.
Yeah.
I like to be able to carry a tune that's not in a bucket.
I would like to be able to get on America's Got Talent and sing anime theme songs because why has no one else done that?
I want to go.
That's what's running America.
I want to go on. Did they still make American Idol?
Yeah.
I want to go on that and have Simon tell me I suck.
Simon's on America's Got Talent.
I get three of us, right? We all learn the song "The Deja Vu."
Do an acapella version.
No. We all go on as three different contestants. We all go on as three different contestants, but we all sing Deja Vu.
They'll be like,
And we're all wearing the same thing.
I mean, Deja Vu doesn't really have that many words in it.
no, it really doesn't.
Fuck you.
Running through the maze.
Running through the
That
jungle.
is- No, I always thought it'd
Sing
be cool.
Henchala.
Yeah. I still thought it was cool to do from Taiwan did that. That's pretty sweet. But I always thought it'd be cool to put like a band, like not really a band together, but like you could do like orchestral pieces and stuff like that, like video game music and stuff like that, and then you can just crank it into just like a regular song if you wanted
Well, I
to.
was gonna say, there's tons of people that do like English covers of anime songs, and then there's tons of like, I think there's one guy named Smooth McGroove, I think is his name. He does like acapella stuff with like video game music and stuff. So
He did Mario.
it's out there.
He did a Mario World.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm not like on a show like America's Got Talent or American Idol or stuff like that.
Yeah,
I feel like because of YouTube and stuff, those things don't really matter.
No.
they're irrelevant.
It's just a show. It's just
And especially because like something like the acapella version of like a video game theme is it's such a niche
yeah.
amount of people who would actually want to see that.
Or who would even get it? Really?
Yeah.
Like women eating.
Because I don't see on The Voice. I don't see Blake Shelton be like, "Hey, that kid's singing Mario Brothers."
Right. But like, what was I gonna say? I saw something recently where they were completely lost my train of thought.
They were doing something.
What were we talking?
We're talking about acapella and video game music and shows that pick people who sing pretty good.
I don't remember. I lost it. I don't know where I was going.
So I gotta go to my uncle's tomorrow.
Oh, so that's where you're traveling to.
No, I was gonna get to that in a second.
Oh.
But the reason I have to do that is because Monday my mom's going to jail, prison for 8 years.
Nice. What?
Wait, again?
Violation, probation.
Oh, I was just say again. I was like, wasn't she already in prison?
It's either probation or parole.
Probably
The
parole.
same thing, aren't they?
Parole? Well, no. No, parole's usually when you get out of jail. Probation is like usually after. I'm thinking about it. I was like, anything
Well,
else?
like at work, probation is when you're like.
Allowed to go.
No, it's like when you first start and you're not quite in. You're in your
You're on a
probation
probationary period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Means you're on already.
Well,
you're already
probation.
on nice.
Well, yeah, probation I think is usually when you're having to check in and everything, and there's a certain amount of time before they're like, all right, you're done. You ain't got to do it no more.
Yeah. Or
Not
Where
parole?
no.
Parole is when
It's basically
the
like
judge
keeps you
rules
out
like,
of
hey,
prison.
yeah.
Keeps you out of prison.
The judge is like, hey, we think that you could actually probably still be good outside of jail.
Isn't it like, I always thought parole was, because you have to go see your parole officer like every month, and like they test you, make sure you're not doing drugs and shit while you're out. Like,
really curious.
I feel like you were in jail, because you're in jail, then you get eligible for parole.
Wait, anyways, yeah, she's going Monday, so tomorrow they're getting all together, and I guess like
having an intervention, like, why do you keep going to jail?
no, because at this point it's like
everybody we know you have a problem.
This is where you gotta live with. You gotta live with the fact that no matter what, it's your life. If you want to fuck it up, go ahead. I'm not gonna judge you. But
I'll judge the fuck out of you.
But here's the thing: you're gonna give me a pity party or anything about it because your life sucks. Guess what? I didn't fuck it up. You did.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck. And if you come at me with the pity shit, I'm gonna throw it right back in your face.
I'm still gonna judge somebody.
That's why you go up to them, you give them a hug and say, "Oh, it's all right."
And then RKO.
Yeah. It'll be all right. You'll just get a couple times.
And then he's just like,
I don't know. I just when people are like that, I always just kind of cold shoulder them. Just like, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you.
And
I make them not like me, so I don't have to deal with them.
Yeah, but it's hard because it's your mom, and it's.
Well, I can. Well, the closest thing I would have would be a cousin, but
I don't even have
in that scenario where I'm like,
yeah, but I mean,
I haven't had a family member in jail in I don't know how long. Well, my aunt got put in jail a long time ago, but she was writing hot checks, so.
Yeah.
My brother got put in the back of a police car once because he tried to steal a Britney Spears CD from Walmart.
What an edgy guy.
Oh, super edgy.
He got caught. And then his excuse...
Let me guess. Oops, I did it again.
His excuse was, I wanted to see if those sensor things at the front of the store worked.
Then why don't you
That's what he told
That's
him.
a pretty good excuse.
Why not slide it toward the door?
Well, they have to be up so high to actually hit the scanner.
Really?
Yeah, if you're below it or above it, it's not going to go off.
I didn't get a chance to tell y'all what happened. Did I? Did I tell y'all about what happened to me when I went
put
to...
something in my head.
Did I tell y'all about when I went to go get Star Fox Zero from Walmart?
The lady threw a bunch of stolen shit under your car.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't checking to see if that was working. I never heard it go off. That's what's funny, because you can usually hear those things all through the store.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just for show. They don't actually do anything.
Yeah. I had her on the back of that cop car. She said, "I didn't steal anything." And I heard one of the women said, "Yes, you did. You put them on and then walked out."
Why are you looking at her in the dressing room?
Well, you gotta remember, like, not everything has a fucking thing on it.
Yeah.
Like, you could grab a pack of gum and walk out, and
That's
thing's not gonna go off. There's
That's
nothing on that gum.
Electronics,
like my mom.
clothes. Anything over like $10, really. $5.
That's like my mom bought something
food
from...
doesn't have it on there.
No.
That's like my mom bought
bath
something from...
shit doesn't have it on there.
Yeah.
My mom bought something from JCPenney, and the chick didn't take the little explosive dye thing on it, and she got home and she was like, "How did this not go off?" I was like, "Are you gonna take it back?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Because if it just randomly goes off one day, that's gonna be awful."
No, that'd be awesome. Wait, you should have
No,
told her to
what
keep
you
it.
do?
No, it's what a run
What you do, AJ, is you go get a job at like JCPenney or whatever. You get one of those things that take those things off,
Yeah.
and then just quit, but keep it.
Yeah, and then you can go into any store and just.
Oh, by the way,
Wait, why are we discussing stealing shit?
I looked up the difference between probation and parole.
All right, what do you got?
We still got a neck.
Probation occurs prior to and often instead of jail or prison time, while parole is an early release from prison. In both probation and parole, the party is supervised and expected to follow certain rules and guidelines.
Okay, so
I can't remember if it's probation or parole.
Probation means you don't go to jail.
Parole is, hey, you did
Parole
good.
is you're in jail, we let you out, but we'll put you back in if you fuck
Yeah, I think
up.
it was in jail and she got out and she broke parole. But yeah, that's what I got going on tomorrow. You got this video. Wait, am I doing the video? Or
Just uploads it straight from here.
I guess I'll do the video. What are you doing tomorrow?
Think about getting my oil changed.
I need to do that.
I did that last week, and the guy was surprised that it had been 3 years since I had it done.
And
Jesus.
Yeah. I usually took it to my uncle, and my uncle just doesn't ever have time anymore.
Yeah, that's like Spencer, man. He's got a Charger, right?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't changed it since he got it, and that was in like 2 years ago, Thanksgiving.
Like my car, like you're like
It's
my
a Charger.
like like the sticker they threw up on my thing says I was supposed to change it like 3,000 miles ago. I'm like, oh god, I better hurry up and do that. You know?
3,000 miles later.
Well, it says to change it like. Normally, what I do because it says like change it in 3,000 miles and or this date. You know, like whatever comes first. I always do whatever comes second.
But
Well, it sucks for me. I probably gonna have to get my brakes replaced because I was coming home from. Where was I coming home from? Oh, the bank.
The brake store.
No. Funny thing though, that's actually where this story's going. I was coming home from the bank. My dad gave me $100, 50 for me to just do stuff with, and then 50 for me to give back to him. And I got down one of the back roads, and I thought I wasn't gonna stop on time. Well, my brakes locked up, and I slid all the way out into the intersection.
Guess
and
what
now,
you did?
whenever I brake, I don't brake all the way.
so that $50, he's gonna go get new brakes.
Yeah, $50.
So my brother doesn't like when he's behind me when I'm driving because I try to not use my brake and I coast a lot to slow down.
Right.
So like if there's a turn coming up and like I know I can't take that turn at the 60, I'll let go of my gas and by the time I get there I'm going like 40. But the people behind me, I'm just like there's no brakes, I'm just slowing down. It's like, are your brake lights out? Like you just went slower for no reason. I'm like, yeah. I try not to use my brakes. If I don't use my brakes, that means I don't gotta replace them.
But yeah, that
Duh.
$50 I don't have anymore because I
Bought a sandwich.
no
Yeah, probably.
$50 sandwich, man.
He's bought a $20 sandwich before and made Murray pay for it.
I
I
bought.
didn't make him pay for it,
No, but he did pay for it. It was a $20.
and I paid him back
I went
it
to-
was a $20 sandwich, right?
because it came with chips and drink.
Yeah, I paid like.
What? The sandwich was like $1. The
It was
chips
like
and drink
30.
were 19
I went to Witch and it cost me like $30.
for one sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
One sandwich, chips and drink. Yeah.
Which
and
was
cookies. I bought a cookie. Yeah, it was expensive.
What the
And
fuck
what-
did you get?
It was like buffalo chicken.
What, bacon and right?
Did they-
$30,
did they get it
bro.
right?
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I also got like the biggest one. Like, give me
Yeah,
the
that's usually
biggest
what I do.
sandwich with the most expensive bread, the meat, the lettuce, the tomato, the fried onions, and this stuff and that.
Yo,
Your
see-
bread made out of gold.
No, that was the thing. Look, I asked for a lettuce witch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lettuce wrap sandwich.
He told me about this.
She brought out 2 whole heads of lettuce. I shit you not. I watched her make it. The sandwich is probably this, right? That's the meat, cheese, and everything. The fucking lettuce on the bottom is the bowl. Shit you not. The top of it is the other bowl.
So she basically made you a lettuce hot pocket.
No, she
Yes.
made me the earth, and I had to dig to the core. It was so depth. There was like 60 layers of lettuce.
But yeah, no, I didn't spend that on a sandwich. I bought
2 sandwiches.
no, I bought the
I'm gonna get
RPG
rid of this
Maker
shit.
bundle.
You don't want to just wait?
I was just gonna walk out and then just put it in the kitchen.
I'm going to go for it.
You can just whatever.
I'll
One
throw
more
it
drink?
over them. Yeah, might as well.
Or more ice.
Look at all these Rick
No
and
more
Morty
ice.
cups, man. And then look at this Rick and Morty ass phone. Look at that.
Oh, no more? Yes.
Yeah, just take another drink.
I don't know the password, so I can't show you the other one. But there's another one, I swear.
Here. Hey.
Fingerprint scanners.
Just hit the up button.
Up. Then do. Bam! Look at that one.
I know, right?
I can't see it.
You see it. Rick and Morty. It's just Morty.
Mick and Rory.
No, this is Rick.
That's Rick.
I've seen this show. I swear.
Pickle
I've
Rick.
never seen it. I watched somebody play the VR game though on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. There was this flying thing that you had to like feed through its ass, and it got bigger. But like you could throw it and it'd fly back to you, and it was flying back to him. And he happened to have a hammer in his hand. He went, "Wham!" And it hit the floor and it stayed there for like 2 minutes. They thought it was dead. They're like, did we just break the game? Did we kill this thing? You could fuck with shit in that game.
It's funny because like
VR. Did I mention it was VR?
Yeah.
Okay, it was VR.
It's funny because like I see so many people like super excited for season 3, isn't it?
I have no fucking clue.
It's something like
What
that.
part of? I've never seen this show.
It's either season 3 or 4, and I'm just like, you know, like I watched a majority of it, and I'm just like, it kind of lost its, you know, wow to me.
No,
Dairies. Dairy Maine.
Good news. I think they got bored watching our other video because they're not watching it anymore.
Yeah. It was creepy.
But you know what? They still viewed it.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks for the view. I should be out there. Look, there's 3 of y'all. No, only 1 of y'all subscribe. Bitches, do it. Just threaten them. Anyway, so yeah, going to Europe next year.
You made it sound like it was mid very recent.
You're going to Europe next year.
Amsterdam.
You ready for that?
3 days.
Smoking weed.
Then after Amsterdam, doing New Year's in Paris. But I'm gonna be there for 3 days.
Paris. Hold on.
Oh wait,
Hold
I'm
on,
Billy
hold on,
Mays here, but
hold
wait,
on,
there's
hold on,
more.
Hold on.
Paris.
Paris.
France.
Eat a baguette. There we go.
Where can be a mime.
Yeah. Alright,
Can
where
you
else are
imagine
you
Nick
going?
dressed like a mime?
I'd be one big ass white dude.
Alright.
Oh wait,
Where else-
check.
Where else are you going?
3 days in London afterward. And the
Tea and
cool thing is, look,
crumpets.
bullet train under the ocean.
You going to Italy?
No, it's just those.
Ah.
It's 11 days.
I thought you were pulling the Spider-Man Far From Home deal.
No, that was
Just
Barcelona.
go. Yeah, they went to Barcelona.
Barcelona.
That was Italy, Barcelona.
And then they
They,
went to.
they did go to Paris though.
Paris.
No, he went somewhere by himself after he got
Ibiza?
hit by that train.
Oh, he went to
That place.
I almost said Belgium. It's not Belgium. It's,
There's no way we
The
would ever be able to
Netherlands? Yeah.
pronounce it.
or remember it for that matter.
Yeah.
We just remember the people.
But he's like,
really nice.
can I borrow your phone? He's like, yeah, sure.
Wait, it's gonna be
He's
like
like, man,
3,000.
everybody here is so nice.
$3,000.
Yeah.
You could have went to Japan. Save 1,000.
No, that's like 4,000.
Yeah. Well, you
But
said
look, I
3,000.
pay on it every month until I leave. And the
Hey, but
trip,
you know
the
what?
hotels, the itinerary, all of it's.
But you know what? You know what the difference is, though,
Went to the
AJ?
Louvre.
If he's going to Amsterdam, France, and London, 2 of those places speak English.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, they all 3 do.
No.
And one of those places has some hot, hairy,
They also
armpitted
speak-
chicks.
Yeah, but they speak French.
Alright, well.
Cheers.
It's primarily French.
Brad.
Like London, they speak English.
And this is going to be during the winter, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
going to enjoy that.
What did you hear me? I said, yes, and one of them has some hot, hairy, armpit chicks.
Hey, there's a place in France where the naked ladies dance.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny, when you talk about going to Paris, though, I automatically think of the first Home Alone movie, and I'm like, who's getting left?
You.
I often think of the second
I
Home Alone movie.
have no
where he's-
interest in going to
Where
Paris.
he's lost in New York.
But,
Where Tim Curry
It's
is like,
literally-
Mr. McAllister.
it's literally right after Christmas. To the 26th. So the 25th, I have to have all my shit packed and be at the airport waiting for a flight that could take me up to 30 hours.
Watch it get snowed out.
Fuck.
Wait, which way?
See, I don't know yet. I don't know.
Everyone gets
I don't know the
snowed
flight
out.
plans until that day. So for all I know, I'm going from
You
Nashville to New York.
better take your Switch with you.
Nope. I
Why
ain't getting
not?
that shit stolen.
Oh. You're gonna get stolen on a plane? You're gonna
If
be
you
right
get-
there.
No, in the other country.
Wow, you think other countries are full of criminals? You fucking scumbag.
We're not
It's
the worst. but-
Fucking Amsterdam. Everybody's gonna be fucking high on pot. They're not gonna want your Switch.
Wow.
And then it's
Do you
France.
hear this? Do you hear this guy just like saying Amsterdam something about a bunch of potheads?
And then it's
I
France.
mean, he's not wrong, but he's
He's basically saying all cheerleaders are dumb.
It's not even close to what I said.
You're stereotyping Amsterdam. Why are you doing that?
They got
because
pot.
it's so easy.
They got pot. California has pot.
It's like
Yeah.
Japan. It's
Colorado
like
has
Japan.
Yeah.
Oregon has pot. Washington. Why the fuck doesn't Tennessee have pot? Why am I looking at the blue? Why the fuck doesn't Tennessee have pot?
Blue.
Like,
Dabba dee.
this is long
Dabba
blue, dabba dee, dabba. But seriously,
That's over there too.
then you go to France, right? And they're gonna be too busy with their fucking snails to
And
take
they're
your
just
Switch.
sneaky.
You said there was a goddamn what's his name? Goldblum statue.
Jeff Goldblum.
That's
in
not
London.
there anymore.
Was it not?
No, that's not permanently there. It was just for Jurassic Park.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Oh.
Because that's the same place where they shot that Spider-Man scene. It was on that bridge.
Yeah.
You really think they left that in the movie?
Yeah. If it's actually there, they would leave it in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Jeff Goldblum. They probably wouldn't have. They probably had to have paid him. Right?
I don't think so.
I'd probably advertise it.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm pretty sure it was just there to promote the movie, and they took it out.
But there's Abbey Road, right, in London.
Well, yeah, that's a real place.
And the Beatles recorded.
Are you gonna go
on
there
Scotland.
and reshoot?
If I have enough people in the group to do it, yeah.
Who else
I'm
is
gonna try
doing
to.
it?
Well, she's supposed to go, but you know.
That's a whole 2 right there. You only need.
No, but there's gonna be a
I
group
mean,
of
that's
like
accurate
40.
for today.
Are you gonna be the guy without shoes who everybody thinks is dead?
Which one of y'all is gonna be?
Which
Which one of y'all is gonna be John getting shot at?
Who's
Terrible.
gonna be the walrus?
Oh,
That's the real question. Yeah, these gnats are really fucking annoying.
Believe me, I know.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe that you know.
I used to do that to my mom all the time. She'd say something like, I don't believe you. No matter what she was talking about. She's like, yeah, I have to go to the doctor's on Thursday. I don't believe you.
I think you just want to abandon your kids for a day.
Brad, the trash is full. I don't believe you.
Pulls out the garbage bag. I still don't believe you. I think it's full of cotton.
Yeah. And now I keep telling, what am I doing to her now? I always come up with new stuff to bug her. Right now I've been, like, everything she says, I'm like, that's ridiculous. No matter what she's talking about. Like, Brad, the trash is full. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I like the thing I do with my mom where it's like, she'll say something to me and I'll be like, alright, I'll be there in a minute. Is what I would say if I was actually going to be there in a minute. She's like, just do this.
But
Okay.
but yeah, that's.
I also-
I don't know where I was going.
I love scaring my mom. Like, she'll be in the living room watching TV or something. I'll just smack the wall really hard.
But hey, there's also
Scare the shit out of her.
Jim
and the
Morrison.
dogs.
Jim Morrison's grave.
Who?
But is he really there?
The Doors.
Val Kilmer.
He doesn't. The Doors. It's a band.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah,
The lead
he
singer.
died in 1970 in France, and he's buried there.
What do they
Or is
I
he?
feel like they sing something that I know.
Yeah. Here, let me play
They sing
something.
about seeing Native Americans.
Are they the Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Is that them?
Hello.
Who sings that?
I don't know things
I don't
that I
either.
should.
Jim Morrison.
Tell you what else.
Riders of the Storm.
Oh, I've never heard the original of that.
Light My Fire.
I don't know if I know that one.
Hello, I love
Is
you.
that
Let
them?
me tell you your name.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what's going on now. So,
I'm just gonna slap myself.
there's a band from.
I swear to God, it's one fucking gnat. He's just flying between all three
It's
of them.
I've seen
not that.
3.
Because there's one on his fries.
Where? Kill it.
It just flew off when I pointed at it.
Actually, there's one right here.
He's like, let me move the fry cabin I made with my fries.
No, but like,
You would die, friend.
there's a band.
Just wipe it on.
It's not even really a band because they do like techno dubsteppy music. And they used to do psychedelic trance music back in the day.
And there was one that was in that
Uh-huh.
song.
Well, okay, they're from Israel and they're called Infected Mushroom. They've done remixes of Riders on the Storm. That's like
If they give this man
And then,
ride, sweet family.
they also did one of
Riders of the
Pretender by the Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
which I think is because I heard the Infected Mushroom versions of those songs first. I like them more than the originals.
Infected mushroom.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Like,
Sounds like something you see a doctor about.
like if you think about it, it's like Cedar's. What's that song?
Careless Whispers and No,
Yeah.
I Disagree.
Really?
I think the original's better because it's got that porno sound to it. I've used that in videos as like a porno sound.
Nice.
It's the beautiful jazz.
I'm surprised he doesn't go straight into the honey mustard.
I
Like,
already did.
And it's
Dirty Dan.
No, I said I already did.
it's like when we were
I don't
watching.
know if I got it. I don't see it.
Remember when we were watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged
What did the potatoes ever do to you?
movie?
Beef potatoes.
Stop assaulting
And
potatoes. Peter gotta get on to you.
Yoda. Yugi was talking to Issei,
Yeah.
And he's like, you can be my wingman anytime. He's like, "Brr."
Yeah.
That was Careless. That was the original
But no
Careless
homo.
Whispers. That like jazzy.
Wait, there's a part where he says you can be my wingman any day.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And he's like, no homo. And he's like, all of the homo.
Yeah.
Because they keep they keep saying stuff to each other and goes, no homo. He's like, yeah, right. And
Well,
the second time he's like, no homo.
okay,
He's
so
like,
I'm gonna take
yeah,
somewhat.
no homo.
Okay, if
And the
anyone's
third time he's
watching
like,
this,
no. It's like all of the homo.
if you can find that meme where he goes, you can be my wingman, you should turn that into an Apex meme where every time he shoots, it'll go, you, and then when he reload, Yu-Gi-Oh!
What?
Did you say a meme?
Yeah.
That'd be more of a hack, wouldn't it? Or a mod?
Well, if you're taking a video,
Just a video.
Oh.
But
Just taking
Wait,
the
did you-
audio.
wait, who was
What
what
is
does
it?
the wingman thing have to do with it?
Wingman's a weapon.
And
And it holds like 10 bullets, so every time
It's a reference to Top Gun.
Okay, but I mean...
Because earlier in that thing, they're talking about how Top Gun is gay. Or they're arguing about whether or not Top Gun is gay. And he's like, is Top Gun gay? He's like, how could a show where two men play like shirtless volleyball and call each other cute nicknames while flying their phallic-shaped things like at extremely high speeds possibly be considered gay? He's like, yeah, I know, right? Now, let's go ride our motorcycles.
and play a duel.
But I was like, da-da-da-da-da, highway to the danger zone. Yeah.
I like how they added that specifically for a mission on GTA. Like when there's a mission on GTA 5 where you have to steal a plane, steal jets,
Top
and
fun.
might be.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start
You gotta
getting
run.
the song starts playing, Highway to the Danger Zone, and you have basically from the beginning of the song to the end of the song to get where you're going, or don't die.
Well, there's also one where you got people in jets, and then you're on like a dirt bike, and you gotta outrun.
Chopper.
all the jets.
Oh, well, there's one that's Chopper versus Chopper.
I haven't seen that one.
I think that one's from GTA 4 because they didn't have planes, but they had helicopters.
That's my
And
worst one.
It was they attack helicopters trying to kill people on motorcycles.
By far, I think 4 is my least favorite. It's probably out of all 5, I'd put that one on the very bottom, and I've never even played 1 or 2
I would definitely put 1 and 2,
at the bottom.
and then
4.
3.
I don't know. 3 was the starters. 3.
Yeah.
It has that nostalgic.
I don't
they
have
ruined
nostalgia.
4.
I don't have nostalgia for it at all.
Fine. It would be fine. It would be 1, 2, 4, 3. Then it would be Vice City. Then it would be San Andreas. Then it would be 5.
You realize that's more than 5 games, right? That you just named off.
Okay, fine. Then you take off the last 2.
I would. Okay,
So 4 would be at number 5.
For me, it would be in terms of the ones that I like the least. It'd be,
He's just over here
I
punching
got it.
potatoes.
Actually, there's like 3 on here.
yeah, there's a lot of fucking gnats in here right now.
I know, but I didn't think
It would be 1, 2, 3,
I'm gonna go tear
4, Vice City, 5, San Andreas. Because San Andreas is still my favorite one.
I haven't played any of the others except for 5,
You suck.
but I prefer 5s online
Yeah, you would.
because then I can just play by myself as a character that I made.
Right. Did you know that my GTA 5 character, online character, was a woman?
I had a feeling.
Gave her an anime mask of Robot Princess Jelly Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, some of
Do you think that's
the.
gonna show up?
Huh?
Think that's gonna show up?
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
noise.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take care of it.
It sounded like you farted when you sat back in your chair. It was funnier the first time we did it on accident. I think part of the reason, like, San Andreas was always my favorite one. One of the things that I really didn't like about 4 was the lack of customization options in that one. You can't even get a haircut. All your clothes have to be long sleeve. There's no short sleeve stuff.
Can you get tattoos?
No tattoos or anything. Where when you came from San Andreas, you could you could like go to the gym and make yourself really buff, or you could go eat all the time and be really fat. You could actually fail missions because you were too fat to climb fences.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
It sucks though when you want to be a fat guy and you can't.
Is that fat shaming?
Yeah. Like there was like I wanted to play the game like because I'd always played it like I would always get super buffed, and then I was like I want to play as like a really fat guy, and it was like the third mission in I couldn't climb a fence like this sucks. But anyway, so then 4 came out and I was really disappointed with 4. I actually bought 4, sold it, and then bought it again years later before I actually finished it. Cause like
so you could finish it.
Yeah, but like I didn't like 4, so I gave up, and then bought Saints Row, the first one, which has huge customization options. Like it's crazy how customized.
Saints Row 1?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, I never played the first or second.
You couldn't be a woman.
The second one was that's the one where it's got the two, like the Mexican dude holding this with the bandana, right?
Yeah.
Holding up like
yeah.
that? Okay.
But
Yeah, I played that one.
the first one you couldn't play as a woman.
But that one was more gangsta.
The second one to the original ones were more of a GTA clone.
Yeah, and then they
Like,
just got crazy
but
and
with
awesome.
like the first one, you couldn't play as a woman. There was no motorcycles at all, and nothing that flew. It was just cars. But there was so much stuff you could do. Like you could break into clothing stores and like other stores at night and steal shit and sell it at pawn shops. You could rob stores, just like walk in, point a gun at them.
It
Like,
was more realistic.
I remember going into a gun store, buying a gun, and then robbing the guy with the gun I just bought from him.
You're like, yeah, I need a gun.
It's like, yeah, I want this pistol, thanks. Give me all the money.
It's funny because it reminds me because I was watching one of Stephen George's like GTA Online with his friends and everything, and him and his friends were talking about helping one of their friends who had just started playing get some money, so they're just gonna go around like rob everybody.
Yeah, it's the worst way to do it.
They held up this one guy, and after he gave him the money, they all started to walk away, and the guy pulled out a gun and just killed all of them.
Yeah, they'll do that.
I was like, that's hilarious. I've seen most of them just take off. The shopkeepers just take off running and leave.
The couple.
You better punch that fried. You got 2 up and under there, right there.
If you go into a if you go into a store that you robbed recently and you go back into it again, they'll recognize you.
Yeah.
And they'll pull a gun immediately.
You should make that a collaboration with like win the table.
In the in the first one, you could buy various types of drugs and alcohol at the convenience store. You could buy like 40s, and you could buy whiskey and blah blah blah, and like each one got you different kinds of drunks. And then there was you buy a spliff, a blunt, a bong, or something else, to get high. And like if you got really drunk, it'd make your screen all fuzzy. You got really high,
get chocolate wasted.
Right, so you could do both and be blurry and wobbly, and you couldn't tell what the fuck you were doing.
I still thought it was funny in GTA 5 how you could get like super drunk and everything, and then you just die. You die in
GTA 5?
Yeah.
If you drink too much, you die?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did that.
Me neither.
I would get super drunk. I remember I would get super drunk as Michael and then wander into his pool.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, right. So that was in the first one. And then they put out the second one, right? Had all the customization options, but they changed stuff slightly. You could also play as a woman in that one. But they took out all the drugs, except for a blunt. That was the only drug you could do. And the only alcohol you could drink were 40s. But they left in like all the food items to replenish your health, because that was in the first one too. You would eat food to make your health go back up, or it would just refill over time. But one of the things in the first one was you always held your gun sideways, right?
Yeah.
And the second one you don't. You hold it like this. So you hold it like a normal person. Like that's not gangster at all.
They were trying to.
But you could hold 2.
Yeah.
Because it was double fun.
But
come on, you wanted to angel.
I wanted to aim like this.
Yeah. Like Death the Kid.
No, he held it
he
upside down.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, but
I can't even do that.
But that one also added.
Like, this is the pea that's funked up, and it can do it. But this one has true.
Well, mine do this. I can't really.
You can't close your hand and play. Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't have a gun in your hand either. Because if you think about it, it's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Look, I can do this, and then this one doesn't want to do it.
Nick, go buy a gun so we can try this out.
It'd be almost like that. Wait.
Nick's like, I have a gun.
I just remembered. Oh yeah, in the first one you always hold sideways, and you would hold your assault rifles like here, like at hip. That is. Let me see it. Now, if
Let me
this
grab
was a
the
real gun,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on, let me grab that one.
in the second one, you could actually like, you would hold it down here, and it would actually affect your accuracy, and you could like pull it up to your shoulder to shoot.
I'm actually kind of surprised to think about it now that wasn't an option in Saints Row.
The first one?
To be able to, hold your gun, in any of them, to be able to hold your gun sideways. Because, like, if you look, they're always holding them like this. They're like...
Well, that was broke.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Oh, one of the other things, in the first one, these are just minor complaints that I have about, like, graphical changes, and, like, yeah, I saw that. In the first one, you never played the first two, right?
Yeah.
There were side quests where you would have to accompany people while they were drug dealing, and you would, like, protect them, and you'd sit in their car, and you'd ride from place to place, and these people
Yo, I
would
don't
come
actually think that would work.
What?
Like...
Well, that's because those aren't flat on the bottom. Thanks. Ow!
I thought I was out of bullets.
It didn't hurt. It was just surprising. Anyway, in the first
I thought I
one,
was out of bullets.
when you would accompany drug dealers and you would like shoot out the window of people chasing you, your character would actually lean his whole body out the window and like shoot out, or if he had an assault rifle or a rocket launcher, he'd lean his
Isn't that
whole
the
body
one where you
out.
could do Boudukins?
What?
Where you run and you jump through the windshield?
That's in 3.
Yeah. And then in the second one, you had those same missions, but he would just like stick his hand out the window like this and fire guns backwards.
Yo, always put your safety on your guns, kids.
I'm like, that looks stupid. Just lean. Why can't he lean his body out and shoot? Like that looked cool. It was
Like,
cool seeing my guy hit like with his
it makes
ass
you look
on the
easy.
window.
You try it, see if you can do it.
Like he'd have his ass on the window. And he'd be
Yo,
like,
you want to?
Not really. Okay, you got safeties on.
Oh, no
but
shit.
it's not that. It's like it's not that hard to hold them like that.
It's just, it depends on the weapon.
Well, they're pistols.
Like, Death probably had some, like, 2020s. Like,
You had to say, wait, who? Death Kid?
Yeah.
Those were 9 mils, guaranteed.
You know, you can show guns on YouTube.
Those aren't guns.
Well,
And also, you can shoot things on YouTube.
you get red flagged.
No, you don't. Anyway. And the third one, they took all that stuff out, and they made it just weird. They weren't happy with it.
Well, 4 I think went the weirdest.
Well,
Because it went into like space and
yeah, but like 3
Powers.
started that trend. Like 2,
The zombies at the end.
2 was wacky. It had wacky stuff in it. Like even the first one had wacky stuff in it, where it's like you have to go assassinate this man while you're dressed like a hot dog.
yeah.
You know, like it had stuff like that. And then the second one had wacky stuff where it was like you had to fight. There was like a biker gang of Japanese people, and like the final boss was a samurai sword fight against the leader. And then like after you won the fight, it would play a cutscene, and then like and your guy would just go bang and shoot him, and he hit the ground. He's like, you are not honorable. He's like, yup.
And in 3
With a
had,
samurai sword.
in 3
Like, I don't
had
give-
Burt Reynolds.
Like in the first 2, like in the first game, your guy never even spoke except for during the final boss fight.
His name was Johnny Gat, right?
No,
No, your character.
Johnny Cat was just a side character.
Oh, everyone cared about him.
Right, and he died in the third one, and then in the fourth one, I'm like, oh, he's not dead.
Yeah, those aliens.
Yeah.
Johnny Gat is actually a really loved character.
Even though in the third one, at the end of the game, if you 100%ed it, you could get Zombie Johnny as a companion.
Yeah.
So he was dead. And then the fourth one, I was like, he's not dead.
Yeah, they
Isn't it-
retconned it because everybody
Get Out of
liked
Hell?
Cat.
Yeah, Get Out of Hell. That's
Didn't
the
they bring him?
DLC.
Didn't they bring him back?
No.
Well, Get Out of Hell's for 3, right?
No, it's 4.
Oh.
That's for 4. That's where your main character guy gets kidnapped by Satan, and Johnny Gat and Kenzie go save you.
Oh, so he gets to play as Johnny
Yes.
or Kinsey.
No, he plays Johnny. Well, he plays both of them.
Okay.
But
But
the third one was supposed to have a DLC where it was like Mars attacks or something, and it was going to be aliens. And then that DLC got scrapped, and then the fourth game came out, and it was fucking aliens.
Yeah.
So they were just
I
like,
think
yo,
they
let's
probably
just
just
turn-
kept coming up with ideas.
They just used that one and they're like,
Because they even used the same map again. I feel like they were making it a DLC, and somebody's like, we can just make this a whole game.
They probably did. It's like I said, like with Breath of the Wild 2, apparently the stuff in it was supposed to be in the first one as DLC, and they just kept coming up with ideas.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And I was like,
Some people think you're gonna play it. Some people think you're actually gonna play as Zelda.
That's a possibility.
Which would be interesting.
Yeah. Does that mean we're gonna get to see Sheik?
Maybe.
Cause that'd be dope.
I don't know. Sheik hasn't been shown.
Sheik is just Zelda.
Yeah, Sheik is just a disguise to disguise her from.
I know, but that's my point. Like,
like she'll dress up like Sheik.
Yeah.
So nobody recognizes her.
Or she could be.
But nobody would know it was her because nobody knows what she looks like because she's been in the castle for the last 500 fucking years or something.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know
because nobody recognized Link.
Did you say this is Breath of the Wild 2?
Yes.
Right. So how are they making it 2? Like Ganondorf's dead.
No, he's
He's a zombie.
The trailer showed them going under the castle to like his corpse, which has been like pierced by a sword, and they were gonna like purify it or something. And,
yeah, it's like
it came alive, and like the entire
calamity
castle floats up into the sky.
The calamity that you see all in the first one is all leaking from him because he still has the Triforce of Power.
Like basically, what people think is gonna happen is you're gonna go down there. It's like the very beginning of the game. You're gonna go down there to like purify it or whatever, and the castle's gonna take off, and Link's gonna be trapped up in the castle, and Zelda's the one who falls out, and Zelda's got to go around and do stuff to save Link. That's what people think.
So basically,
it could be the other way around though. You could still be
actually
Link going.
That'd be pretty cool. Think about it. You start the game. Hey, look, you start the game. You start the game as Link, right? And you get all your powers from like
from the
first one, right? That'd be a great way for a start over.
And then you have to play as Zelda, and you have different powers.
Yeah, you have to go.
There is a problem with that, though. She wouldn't be able to use the Master Sword.
Who said you need the Master Sword?
You gotta have it to be Ganondorf.
Not if you're Sheik. You got them ninja stars.
That ain't gonna do anything.
Sure.
What power does she have?
She doesn't. Well, she's knowledge.
Well, yeah, she's the power of wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. What if she just gets people to fight for her, like a princess does anyway?
Or she starts the Guardians back up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch it be like it's Xenoblade Chronicles, but now it's Breath of the Wild form.
She can throw out a turret.
You can do chain attacks.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's summoning lightning.
Link's Triforce is he's brave.
Yeah, courage.
That's what his is. He's
brave and
I'm brave.
Mute.
Wow. That's not.
It's not entirely mute.
Ganon's like, I'm a big strong man. Link's like, I'm a little man, but I'm not scared of you.
He's got might, right?
I'm not scared of you, pig man of the desert.
Courage.
No, Ganon.
Power.
Yeah.
Power, yeah.
He turns into a pig man.
Sometimes.
Well, you kill
That's
him.
the difference between Ganon and Ganondorf. Ganondorf is the human, right? No.
It's his human form, but when he decides he doesn't want to do it anymore, he becomes Ganon.
Right.
He just drops the door.
He's a Guru. No, he's not a Guru.
Yeah, he is.
He's a Gerudo.
Yeah, he is the descendant of an ancient demon.
He's like the
Demise.
one male Gerudo.
Yeah. Well, they say there's like one born every 100 years or something like that. It's really weird.
It's always Ganon.
Yeah. Because that's the curse that Demise put on everybody in Skyward Sword.
Anyway, so Ganon.
Which is why
he is power. He's a big, strong man. Link, little tiny guy, but he's brave. He's like, I'm not afraid of you. And Zelda's smart. She's like, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
And he's like, nah.
She was talking to Ganon. Because she's smart and she knows that as the player character, I'm gonna win.
So
I have faith in you. Want
wall
to
No. That never happens. He's making an example.
He's using his French fries as a lure.
I see that.
I haven't seen it.
It's
anymore.
working.
That's what's funny.
It's working now. There's one right there. I just saw it walk. It's right there. I can see it.
Oh. I see two of them.
Oh my god.
Ew.
You just fingered your honey mustard.
Yeah, you did.
No.
I'm not doing that. There's probably gnats on it.
He doesn't have a napkin.
That's gnats.
You don't have a napkin.
That's gnats. No. Hold on. Let me get you a paper towel.
Yeah, go get him a paper
Why
towel.
do I have to leave?
Well, I talk about
Well, we talk about how Breath of the Wild 2 is going to
Skyward
be.
Sword. Oh.
Yeah. No, look, we can talk about Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword. Link, cat delivery man. What are you gonna call it? Cat's out of the bag and onto the roof. Ego Raptor.
What about
is a person who I'm a fan of, but he makes a series called Sequelitis, You guys ever seen that?
Nope.
Sequelitis.
Yeah. Where
We
he
think
compares,
some seasoned fries now.
he compares video game sequels to like the original. Like he did one on Castlevania 1 versus 2, and then Castlevania 4, and Mega Man versus Mega Man X, and then Link to the Past versus Ocarina of Time. Fun fact, he hates Ocarina of Time with a passion.
Why?
Watch the video and you'll find out. But he does go off on a tangent about how he hates Skyward Sword even more.
Skyward Sword is understandable because
he's
of motion
like-
controls.
But he's like, at least they made bombs bearable. In Link to the Past, you can throw them in 4 directions, up, down, left, right. And in 3D, you can throw them anywhere, any direction. But it's hard to tell where they're going. Especially when you're throwing to different elevations. Or like, he's trying to throw it through a thing and just think, and it comes right back at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, and in Skyward Sword, they added like a little arc so you know where you're going to throw it. But they also added bomb folding. And he just goes off on it because he hates it. Yeah, but he also hates. He says his biggest issue with Ocarina of Time is it makes you wait
For what?
everything. Just watch the video.
I mean, the one that I can think of is the Zora King because he has to scoot over and it's forever.
Just like watch it. He'll explain why he hates it. Why he hates waiting. It's like every enemy. Every enemy has a point where they just stand there and guard, and you have to wait.
Oh.
There's a point where every enemy just stands behind their shield and you can't hurt them. You just gotta wait for them to stop.
So
you
it's,
whack.
so it's what? Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Waiting.
Yeah, I think he makes that joke
actually
too.
don't remember
Or
any
Guardian.
enemies. I don't remember any enemies.
And then he also
shit.
complains. He also complains about Death Mountain, where he wants to go up on Death Mountain, but he has to wait for the game to tell him why he wants to go up on Death Mountain, rather than the fact that he is an adventurer who just wants to go there because it's a place called Death Mountain. That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. I love Majora's Mask. Like I like Ocarina of Time, but I love Majora's Mask more just because it's darker.
You know what my favorite Legend of Zelda is besides Breath of the Wild? Because that one's not fair to say.
Wind Waker.
No.
What?
Oracle of Seasons.
It's a good choice.
What is that?
It's a
Game
one
Boy
on the Game
Color
Boy.
game.
Is that the 4-player?
No.
No, that's
Legend of the Four Swords.
Four Swords. Yeah.
No, it's
What was that about?
That was just where.
multiplayer.
Yeah. It was like you pull a sword out and it splits you up because Zelda.
And then you can play with
Because
your friends.
Zelda?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can play with your friends.
But no, Oracle of Ages and Seasons is Game Boy Color games.
Right.
They basically look like Link's Awakening.
I had that. I had Oracle of Seasons. It was the very first Zelda game I ever played. Have you ever... Another tangent. Have you ever noticed that people, like if it's a series, their favorite one tends to be the first one that they played?
Yeah.
It's like movies. Okay, a trilogy of movies. They always say the first one's better, or and if they make a sequel, it's
No,
not as
that's
good.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying the first one that they played. Like if your first Final Fantasy game is 7, that's the very first one you ever played. That's probably your favorite one.
Unless you play 10.
Huh?
I don't know. I mean, I played 7, and then I played 10. But my very first one was Crisis Core, which is basically the prequel to 7. You know, it gives you the backstory of why he has the
Right.
sword.
Buster Sword, yes.
Yeah, and I like that one a lot better.
Grief. Everywhere.
They're just like you.
You just say you like the Crisis Core one a lot better,
Yeah.
and you just said it was your first one.
Yeah,
You
because it
just
gave
proved
me,
my point.
no, because okay, so it wasn't the first one. I played 7, and then I played Crisis Core, but I like Crisis Core more because it gave me a more in-depth like background. And you get to play as
Well,
Zach.
it's
His
not-
name's Zach, right?
It's not a 100% like this is a factual statement. It's just like a lot of times this is how it goes. Like I
9
know,
people out of 10.
like I know so many people who like they say Fallout New Vegas is their favorite Fallout. I'm like, oh really? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, did you ever play 3? No.
Well, it's like with Skyrim. I know a lot of people that don't like Skyrim, but they love Oblivion, and I'm like, Oblivion is awful. I don't like it.
Well, my first
It's not a GTA though.
Elder Scroll was Morrowind, and I hated it.
Mine was Oblivion.
I thought Oblivion was fine. I really liked the Dark Brotherhood quest
Yeah,
line.
Oblivion is the map for Oblivion is huge.
Skyrim's fine too. Like they're all fine. But like, my first GTA was GTA 3, but my favorite one was San Andreas. But
My favorite one is 5.
as a a con to that, the very first one that I owned was San Andreas. I played 3 at my friend's house.
Let's see. What about Call of Duty?
I don't have a favorite one of those.
That's like
Ops 2.
That's like where people want to ask you, what's your favorite video game? And I'm like, I can't give you a favorite video game. I can give you a list of different consoles that I have a favorite game.
Favorite genre?
Hold on, what's your favorite Pokemon?
I gotta say, Emerald.
Pokemon, not game.
Oh,
I meant game.
Oh, what about Pokemon?
No,
Dragonite.
we're not talking about that.
Dragonite.
Okay, so like my favorite Pokemon is Gold and Silver, right? Either one, or Crystal, doesn't matter.
Gen 2.
Probably
It was
Crystal.
the first one you owned, right?
No, it was the second one I owned, but it was the first one I understood because I actually knew how to read when I started playing that one. The first one I didn't know how to read, so I didn't really understand what I was doing, but I played it a bunch. And like my brother tricked me into trading him my starter for like a Rattata that was way weaker because he told me it was really good, and I believed him. But
He just wanted the.
yeah, he was older than me. He understood what he was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. But I was
See,
like,
that's what's funny is like I said that and everything, and I've had this conversation with other people before, and for some reason you get people that's like, oh, so you don't like Gen 1 or 2, and I was like, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? Like it's weird.
I don't dislike Emerald and like Ruby and Sapphire because I played those ones too, obviously. But there's a lot of things that they was in Gold and Silver that they took out,
Yeah.
like the day and night cycle. And
Yeah, that I do miss.
They took that out in New World?
And yeah, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and
Yeah, but they replaced
Fire
it.
and Leaf Green.
They replaced it with the time.
There was time in
there was a time in red. What are you talking about?
I know. I mean,
Was there a time in Red and Blue?
You said a clock.
No.
No, you're right. But it was in Gold.
Yeah,
and
it
Silver,
started Gen 2
I
and
know,
kept going.
but the whole night and day system was in because it has a PM and an AM system. That's your time of day and night. They didn't
But
take it out.
it didn't change the time. It didn't change like how the look was.
Like it didn't turn night, and then you could catch a hoot because it was nighttime.
You sure you couldn't catch different Pokemon?
You can catch different Pokemon. You just can't. There's no.
In
The
Sapphire,
clock basically meant nothing.
in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, there isn't like different Pokemon that come out at night because it never turns to night.
Yeah. I'm wrong on that, by the way. It's the clock actually had to do with berry farming. That's all it was.
Yeah, and
if
there's berry farming in Gold and Silver.
Yeah, and if your clock was like on ROMs and stuff like that, if the clock, it said the clock's battery was dry, berries and stuff like that just don't do anything anymore. Can't grow, you can't use them. Well, I mean, you can use them. You can't.
Like they took out a lot of like time-based things because in Gold and Silver, it's like, oh, it's Wednesday. There's a bug catching contest. Like it kept track of that shit.
Yeah.
None of that in Sapphire and Ruby and then all of it gone.
Okay, well, I have to say, I like Gen 1 and Gen 2, but Gen 3, I don't know, it was like one of my favorites. It was the most enjoyable one I had.
I think you're wrong.
Because
I think you don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, I went through the whole beauty contest thing, and
You know what? I never understood the beauty contests. I've never won one.
it was just another contest.
I want them.
Because like I would go in and be like, this one's worth this many stars, and this one's worth this many stars. And it's like, well, I just want to have no stars. But then I would do something, and then that guy would do something, and I'd lose like half my stars. I'm like, how
It was a
the fuck?
strategy game.
Well, I didn't understand it.
I think I tried it out one
Yeah,
time,
it might be.
but then I learned that Feebas is the only thing at the time that evolved into my loading, like through contests. And I'm like, that's stupid.
And then like in the remakes, Alpha Sapphire, I never even stepped foot in the contest area. I'm like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. They're not worth it.
I
They don't
just
give
feel
me
like
anything.
Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, there was way too much shit to do.
I never had that problem in a Pokemon game.
The only thing I remember doing in Gen, like I think it was 4, that was like weird was the berry puffin mixing thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Gen 4.
That was the only thing I remember that was like extra.
Because like,
Where you and a bunch of friends could get together and put in a
I
pair.
never fucked with that.
well, the thing is like,
The digging
Anybody-
thing?
Huh?
Where you had to dig
where you could dig underground.
for rubies and shards.
You didn't
and
The
have
explore.
to do that.
No,
though.
you didn't have to do that.
No, I never did.
I'd love to do
But
it.
what I'm saying,
'cause-
it was the extra that was like,
The extra stuff that you don't have to do, like yeah, you could learn rock climb and climb up here and get a fucking PP up or something, but
Which
you don't
is-
need it.
yeah, that's literally all rock climb was for, too. There was no real reason to have it.
And then like in the newer one, in the remake of Ruby and Sapphire and stuff, I'm like, I gotta have a water Pokemon. I gotta teach it surf and dive and waterfall. And it's like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's 3 water moves, and like now I can only learn one other thing. Unless I want to have more than one water type Pokemon on my team, which I don't.
You don't need you don't have to use a water type Pokemon every time.
To learn Surf, Waterfall, and Dive?
Yeah.
Most of the time they need to be water type.
Yeah.
There's not many water types that can learn those.
You can use a Smeargle.
Huh?
A Smeargle.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, the thing with the tail that paints.
Yeah, it uses one move, and then you have to go and learn that move again. It's got 1 PP, and what it does is it learns whatever move is used on.
I know what you're talking about. I know what it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it has one move called Sketch, and it can learn anything.
I mean, it
a lot of
doesn't
people
matter.
use that.
Oh, speaking of, I meant to say
my issue
this.
was that like most of the time you have to have a water Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you only have one, maybe because most people want to have a like diversity on your team, and you got to teach all these moves to this one thing. Like in the older games, like he always had a PP or a HM slave. It was like he knows cut, he knows flash, he knows this, and he's for nothing else.
Yep.
Poliwrath.
Most of the time it was like your starter.
or most time it was like the Rattata.
Yeah, like something you catch really early.
Like,
Something you use strength, rock smash, cut.
Well, see, like something like strength is fine because that's a decent move. Like
Yeah,
80 damage.
it's literally 5 power under
Waterfall's
body.
a decent move. Dive's a decent move.
They're all decent moves, but you have to all 3 of them. Like, you can't have a variety of moveset. It's all water.
I don't know, man. Take it up
It's
with
annoying.
Hey, well, here's what I was saying.
Watch
Here's
Which is why I like about the newer one, where you get those registered Pokemon that do that stuff for you. You don't even have to teach your Pokemon those HM moves anymore. They're not required.
Well, have you seen what they're doing with Sword and Shield now?
No.
They got it now, if I remember reading this correctly. Now you can basically just run into the like move deleter and stuff like that, like early game. Like he's pretty easy to find. Not only that, you don't even need heart scales to teach moves.
But what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
About what I'm talking about.
I'm just bringing up new stuff in the games.
Speaking of fucking Sword and Shield, aren't you leaving before it comes out?
Yeah.
Did you
How you
cancel
gonna
your
get-
pre-order?
No.
You should cancel your pre-order, and then when you get there, just go into a GameStop and buy it.
And then send us your
The
game.
thing is,
Or
I
buy a
didn't.
digital copy.
Well, the thing is, I pre-ordered the dual
I know
pack.
you did.
That's
But you're not going to be here to get it.
But the thing is,
They're just going to drop it off at your house.
Wait,
You're gonna leave it in the
are you
mailbox.
paying for
Yeah, and then I'm going to go to your
Huh?
house and take it.
it? Hey, we'll split it. Then we don't know.
I can cancel my pre-order and just take
I mean,
yours.
I actually-
I'll take Shield. You take Sword.
I mean, I actually don't know 100% when we're leaving.
I'm
I
just-
just think that's.
If
the
you're
time.
going to leave before it shows up, you might as well cancel the order and just buy a digital copy.
Or
with the
ship
money
it to
that you
Brad's
spent.
house.
I don't have any memory left.
And then buy a physical copy at wherever you
Or-
end up.
I don't think they sell the dual packs at GameStop.
Well, then don't buy a fucking dual pack.
Ship
want
it.
the dual
hey,
pack.
Buy
ship
them
it to Brad's
separately.
house. And then Brad can hang on to it.
Just
Brad will
buy-
tell me that he didn't get it.
Just buy them separately. Buy this one and then a couple months later buy the other one.
Yeah.
You don't need
Guess
to both
what?
right
You just
away.
save
You
money.
can't play 2 games at once. Buy the one, finish it, then buy the other one.
I mean, who does this? I'm gonna play a game and I'm gonna listen to the dialogue twice
I mean, I was
You
just
know,
using
in
one
a
for.
short time period.
I mean, I was just gonna use the other one for trading.
Okay.
But you're
Here's
gonna
a
have to
question
go
for you.
through all the normal shit. To
When you
get
when you
to
play
point.
like a dialogue heavy RPG like a Fallout or a Mass Effect or something that's voice acted, right? When you replay it, do you re-listen to them talk to you about stuff?
I
Or do
don't
you
go
skip
through
past it?
anything anymore. I literally just wander. That's all I do. Hack in my weapons, get what I want, go around and shoot things.
He's
Okay.
gonna confuse. He's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna cheat.
So,
the
okay,
entire
so
time.
like, you never restarted Skyrim and like started playing through the main quest again?
I mean, I do, but I skip all the dialogue. I'm just like,
That's what I was
here we
asking.
go.
Do you skip the dialogue
Yeah.
or do you listen to it again?
Every now and then I'll do one if I haven't heard it in a while, because sometimes the game's kind of weird and it'll like cut the
Like I
dialogue.
listen to it every single time, even though I've heard it all before. Like when I've played through Mass Effect
Like,
2 like 4 times, and I still listen to everything they tell me.
yeah.
well, it's like
It's
we
because
talked.
it's really good. Like I like listening to their voices.
Well, it's like we
And
talked
the
about.
cinematic part of it.
Well, it's like when we talked about how I said I like using my emulator, like fast forwarding, because the dialogue box is just too slow.
Well, that's different. Like that's not, you're not hearing it, you're reading it. and it's like I don't have to read this.
If you're hearing it, you're more engaged.
Like when I'm playing Fallout, I'm not like mashing X to get the person that I'm talking to give me a quest to stop talking.
Well, if I had to read it, I'd probably fall asleep.
I can't.
That.
That's funny because I remember the last time I tried to do that, she didn't give me the quest, and it was almost like I made her mad. I was like,
the first time, sometimes when I play through a Pokemon again, I read the dialogue. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes when I'm playing through it the first time, I don't read the dialogue, depending on who I'm talking to. Like it's a random trainer that I walk up to, and they're like, "Let's fucking fight." I normally don't read what they have to say before the fight starts or after the fight.
He's just like, bro, I don't even give a fuck.
Well, it's like with Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I'm just here to fight you. I don't care.
That's like with Dragon Quest 11. I've had to read it because I'm like, I will get lost. Because like
they talk to you in that game.
I know. I'm talking about there's times where it's just dialogue. There's no voices.
Right.
You know that virus, Pokérus?
Yeah.
Say one person in my party has it, it'll transfer to the rest of my party, right?
Yeah.
All right. So and then how long before it goes away?
If you don't put any of them in the PC, it goes away in like I think a day.
All right. So my question is,
or
I
less.
gave it to one of my Pokemon, right? And it infected the rest of my Pokemon. His would disappear first.
Assumably.
Yeah.
Would he be able to contract it again?
No. Once it has Pokerus, it can't get it again.
Oh, so it's like chickenpox.
Pretty much. Also, Pokerus is actually more rare than a shiny Pokemon, which is.
And it's also.
I got a whole box full.
It's not. Yep. It's not really a virus because it's actually beneficial.
Yeah, like
it's like a good virus.
I'm trying to remember what it does.
It's like good bacteria. It's good bacteria.
It's a good virus.
I can't remember. I think whenever you're like grinding and stuff, it gives you like more points towards like EVs and IVs.
Not
and
stuff. Not even important. Does not matter.
I need to remember.
But I remember one time I actually decided to read some of the dialogue when I was playing. I think I was playing Sun. Ultrasun, my bad. I went into a graveyard, and this woman's just standing next to a gravestone, and she just looks at me and says, "Pika," and then we start fighting. I was like, "What the fuck? What was that?"
She's possessed by a Pikachu.
She's either possessed by Pikachu, or she's grieving over her dead Pikachu and her soon-to-be other dead Pikachu.
She's just looking at you like, do you want to see my Mimikyu?
In my brain, I'm doing a Nuzlocke, so when my Pokemon get killed, they die. So when their Pokemon die, they're also dead.
I gotta show you this bread.
Killing your Pokemon.
Let me see if I still have it on here.
How long have we been doing this one?
Oh.
Do you want to watch an episode?
No, we're not.
I don't have it. There's a Pikachu right now on Pokemon Go because it's Halloween and it's dressed in a Mimikyu costume. It's really adorable.
That's pretty funny.
That's ironic.
Because Mimikyu is like a Pokemon just like Pikachu.
It hates Pikachu.
I'm a dude disguised as a dude.
Apparently.
Why is it dressed like Pikachu?
Because it wants to be noticed, like Pikachu gets noticed.
Oh, like it's jealous.
Yeah.
Okay, it's jealous.
Pikachu's like, I'm the dude disguised as a dude, trying not to be the other dude.
I caught one of those once.
Mimikyu?
Never used it.
You know, I'm glad Robert Downey Jr. didn't get a lot of crap for doing that in Tropic Thunder. He's a great actor.
Now is not the time.
I know. But I'm glad that nobody.
No, it's like everyone overlooks it. He's like, yo, he's a good actor. Doesn't matter.
Jamie Foxx asked him if for one of his movies, he said, "Hey man," he said, "I want to ask you this." He said, "But before you say yes or no," he said, "You need to know." He said, "You be playing a Mexican." He said, "Sign me up, I'll do it." I was like, "Oh my god, that's great."
I think part of it has to do with the fact that it was in a comedy movie.
Yeah. I mean, even
nowadays,
comedies.
That's fucked up.
Huh?
That's everything's being watched.
Well,
he put it out at a great time.
I think
any
it's
farther up.
I think it's when it came out. The fact that it's supposed to be absurd, like the entire yeah, that's pretty cute. Like the whole.
You're Australian.
Like within the movie.
Did he break the fourth wall?
In the movie itself, they're like, this fucked up. You shouldn't be doing that, right? So I think the fact that the movie was self-aware about it, the time when it came out, the fact that it's meant to be funny, and the fact that the movie's not very good and not a lot of people watched it.
I don't know. It's a more of a cult classic now. But my question is, did he break the fourth wall when he says, "I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude"?
I mean, they knew they were in a movie, didn't they?
They were in a movie.
He's a dude playing an Australian dude disguised as a black dude. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
I don't remember him saying Australian.
You're Australian.
That's who he
Be Australian.
Yeah, when he takes
he was
the
like,
blackface off, he's supposed to be an Australian.
Didn't go eat my baby. He's like, watch it. That shit really happened.
Yeah, I don't know. That movie's, like I said, it's not great.
It's actually not bad.
It's not great either.
They said they really didn't like.
I watched that movie and I was like, whatever.
I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker.
And it's just how it goes. Just like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I think the Jack Black part was sort of over the top.
You know, I honestly don't remember a whole lot about that movie.
Ben Stiller.
Because it was so, like,
Ron
Yeah, my sister loved it, and I was like, not
Come
me.
on, Tom Cruise in a fat suit.
Well, there was another, like, there's a bunch of movies that come out.
Come on.
I remember, like, movie comes out and everybody's like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. And you watch it and like, why do people like
It
this?
was overhyped.
Like, Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like, why do people like this movie?
I don't know.
Borat. Why do people like this movie?
I don't know.
I forget what the other one was called. Like, why do
Was it Bruno?
Yeah, I'm like, why do people like this movie?
See, Napoleon
don't
Dynamite to me was alright.
I never laughed once. I couldn't even finish the movie.
The TV
It's like,
show
this
was
is fucking
the TV show was better because they didn't like animated, and it had better reactions.
I would have never even bothered with the show because I never finished the movie.
Well, yeah.
It had nothing to do with the
What'd you do this week?
characters.
I don't know.
We never asked what you did this week.
Started playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
Why you gotta make your voice so high for?
Just going around. Oh, you know what's really sad in that game? You can shoot animals, right?
Yeah.
And like hunt them.
But you can win them.
Yeah, and then they're just like on the floor. I felt so bad.
Oh, I saw one where there was like an injured dog in the kind of swamp area and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't watch this.
Well, yeah, like I shot a coyote.
Yeah.
And the coyote was down there like whimpering, and it sounded like a dog. I'm like, oh. And
Well,
I pressed the kill button, and Arthur just like stabbed with the fucking hammer. I'm like, oh.
Okay, so I was playing Hunt Showdown, right? And there's a bunch of injured horses just laying around the map.
Fuck horses, they're stupid.
No. And they're like crying out for help. If you walk by them, you know, so everyone will know where you're there, right? So every time we see them, we're just like, I have a silenced pistol. I just put it out of its misery, and I'm just like, sorry, PETA. And I go to the knock, and then at the very far end, there's another one, and it's.
You've been saying sorry, PETA a lot today.
No, I said fuck PETA.
Same thing.
I don't apologize to PETA. They made fun of Steve Irwin. How dare you?
You know what else they did? They said part of the reason why we don't feel bad about killing animals is because our language is so about it. So instead of saying kill two birds with one stone, we should say feed two birds with one piece of bread. It is pretty dope.
Now I'll tell them.
They put out this like whole tweet about like instead of saying this, you should say this, and like there's a bunch of phrases about like killing animals or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what if you fed the animals, or you pet the animal, or you take care of the animal instead of
Not all animals want to be friends.
yeah.
Like people. Not all people want to be friends. That's why we have bullies.
Yeah.
So we have serial killers.
Now, I'll tell PETA what I tell everybody else. This is a survival of the fittest world. The strong survive and the weak perish.
I don't know. We came into this world eating meat.
Yeah.
We came into this world at the very beginning eating meat.
You don't know that.
You think we just ate plants and berries?
You never know.
You think we spent so much time on the
We
shit?
did like that episode of The Simpsons where they're in the Garden of Eden and they take a pig and peel bacon off of it.
It was that
pretty
easy,
sweet.
and it was super cured. It was godly cured.
That'd be sweet. I want some bacon. Pig rolls over.
It was like hunting and gathering. So it was like we found whatever. It was like whatever we could get our hands on.
We hunted dice.
We found a
But if you
fucking
think about it,
animal, we killed it.
we
ate it.
experimented.
We found some berries. We picked them. We ate them.
Think about this. We experimented with everything to figure out what was edible and what wasn't. Like
Oh,
they were
I'm
like,
sure we
hey,
do
I'm
that.
like,
We left a bunch of berries sitting in a tub, and they're like, it like liquefied and fermented. And we're like, hey Joe, I dare you to drink that. And he drank it. He's like, wow, I'm fucking drunk. And
well,
that's how beer was
everybody didn't say that. Everybody tried
Diarrhea.
And that's where wine comes from.
Yeah.
to diarrhea.
I would hope it doesn't come from that.
It's too bad that's where it comes from.
Good thing I don't drink. Unfortunately, my uncle loves wine.
It was.
I've never had wine that I liked.
I've never had wine.
True.
Wine's supposed to be good for you hot.
It's true. They say like a glass of wine every now and again is good for you.
Then how about this? Eat a fucking grape.
No, it's not.
It's
No.
the small amount of alcohol in it. cleanses your heart. I don't know.
That means a shot glass of fucking bourbon would work every day.
Not
it
every
depends.
day.
No,
Jesus Christ, man.
it depends. It
Shots,
also depends
not a
on.
glass.
It also depends on how much alcohol is in it. Because if you're drinking something that's like straight up full vodka, like every day.
How much alcohol do you think is in vodka?
There's a lot of alcohol.
Depends on which one you get.
Yeah. It also depends on where you're
No.
getting it from.
And you're just tell me how much you think's in actual vodka. What percentage?
I don't know. I don't look up stuff like that.
You're not looking it up. Just give me a percentage.
My brother brought home vodka one time.
40%.
My brother brought home vodka one time that was 90 proof, which would be. That'd probably be like 40.
40%?
Yeah.
No, 90 proof is the percentage. 40.
No. 200 proof is 100%.
Yeah. Not only that, you can't really
So
drink
90%.
100%. You can't really drink 100% alcohol because it messes your body up really bad.
I know, but see, they had to stop making.
Proof, yeah. The
it
top
was 151.
100% is 200 proof.
Like there
So
was
90
this,
proof is like 40%. Yeah.
there was this Puerto Rican rum and tequila called 151, and it was 151 proof.
Ah, fuck you.
Anything over 100, it'll light on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so 151.
That's why moonshine's illegal because like the content alcohol.
And then that fake
Or
shit they
was
make.
it grain alcohol?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what moonshine is. Grain alcohol.
Oh, I thought it was,
You can make moonshine out of all kinds of stuff. You can make it out of corn, rice,
fruit.
Well, rice would be sucky.
bats. Do you know what moonshine is? It's alcohol made
From
in a
sugar?
distillery
Yeah.
at night.
Wow.
Moon.
It doesn't have to be at night.
By people
That's
in the
why.
mountains.
That's why it
They
was
did it
called
so they could
moonshine,
hide out,
'cause They did it at night because it's illegal.
Well, it was.
But you can make it. Still is technically.
You can make enough for yourself. That's it.
No, I don't.
Yeah. You can make 2
I
gallons.
know you can make beer.
You can make 2 gallons.
Well, either way.
Technically, you can make it because I know some stores that sell it. which
As
is
long
odd.
as it's
They say
self-consumption.
it's moonshine, but it's just regular.
It's flavored water.
It's not flavored water. It's
It
still
might as
alcohol.
well be.
But like they wouldn't have that fucking TV show Moonshiners about how it's super good to make fucking moonshine.
If you make
That
a
show's
large
so
amount of
goddamn fake. Anyway,
Yeah, my dad loves it.
my brother just threw it. I'm like, this shit's fake, right? Any
Every TV
federal,
show's fake.
Any federal judge could look at that and go to that TV station and say, tell me where that is. I have a court order. You have to take me there. And they can't say no. And they could shut them down in a second. Like, there's no way it's real.
Oh, okay.
If law enforcement could shut them down instantly.
If you're 21 or over, you can drink. You can distill up to 100 gallons a year for personal consumption.
Okay.
What did you just eat?
A piece of chicken.
Okay, I'm just saying you've been fisting that fucking
He's
potato.
been fisting the fries. The chicken's not. Not even.
The chicken's
He's
by
never
itself.
fisted a chicken, I can promise. I can't promise that.
You had to look at him. Yo, do you think it's sacrilegious to dip a chicken breast into some egg yolk?
No. It's good. It's good eating.
I mean, I'm not religious.
Sacrilegious, but I
I'm
mean,
not religious.
you're basically
so I don't know
basting
what sacrilegion is necessarily, but I believe it's something that goes against your religion. So if you don't have one, then no.
Okay, no. Do you think it's funny that you're dipping chicken breast into a chicken egg?
No, I don't find that funny at all.
I find it
Why would that
ironic.
be funny?
It is kind of alright.
Food isn't funny. It's something you eat and have a good time with.
I know, but you're basically
Whoa.
basting a child.
I don't even know about that.
Yeah,
You're
you
basting.
do.
You're
Yeah,
basting.
you fucking do.
Hey, you're basting a chicken with its child.
Well, you're not necessarily.
It could have been its child.
It could have been, but not.
I mean,
the likelihood is very low.
I get chicken strips and eggs over medium, and then I cut the eggs up and dip it in the yolk, eat it, toast.
Wait, he cuts the eggs up and dips it in toast. What?
You know, the very first time, they put hard-boiled eggs in ramen and stuff, and the very first time I tried it, I was kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be any good.
Now you're like, oh my
I
god.
loved it. Every time I make ramen, I'm like, I wish I had an egg to put in here.
Just make an egg.
And then, yeah, I'll just make a hard-boiled egg.
Just
But
make
like,
them and put them
one
in the
time,
Takes decades.
yeah,
buy them.
we have some. Shut up. Anyway, one time I got my mom to make me like a sunny side up egg, and I just slapped that in there. I like that as much.
You don't?
No. I much prefer the hard boiled.
I've seen
That way the creamy yolk can just sort of.
It's not creamy because it's cooked.
See, I saw
know,
a
but if
thing
you
one
cook
time.
It makes it creamy.
It,
I saw a thing one
it
time
makes
that I
everything
thought
just
looked
turn
really
into
good.
like a creamy
Like it was eggs Benedict, but it was lobster.
So the last time I made ramen, what I did was I cut up a hard-boiled egg. I put that in there, and I was like, I kind of want some meat, but I didn't have anything besides like lunch meat.
You tried lunch meat?
Ham and turkey, so I was just like, fuck it. Threw that next to I like folded it up and threw it on top, and then like
You should have cooked it and then folded it.
and then like I would scoop some of the noodles and I would like spin it a little bit, and then I just stab like a whole thing of ham, and it was delicious.
I saw a thing one time I thought was really cool. This guy made ramen like in a jar, like heated the water, poured like all the stuff in it and everything. But it was like
And he shook the jar.
no, I don't remember. He may have shook the jar. I don't know, but he had like everything in there. Like he poured like scalding hot water on it pretty much, and then did the whole waiting thing. And I was like, that's really cool. Like I'm pretty sure if I did it, I would do really bad at it.
One time, you guys ever been to Big Boy? Big Boy? It's a restaurant.
Oh, is that the one with the giant person standing outside? Or am I thinking
the
of this?
Big Boy
I was
with
gonna
the
say-
checkered pants
No,
with the
yeah.
burger?
You know what I was gonna say? You know what I was gonna say?
Burger?
Big Boy.
No, did you hear what I said? I said, or am I thinking of Lard Lad from The Simpsons? Because that's basically the same thing.
But yeah, Big Boy. It's a restaurant. Anyway, there was a Big Boy at the college I used to go to, and
There was a big boy at the college.
yes, and I bought a what is the word I'm looking for? Celebratory, I guess. Like an anniversary mug, basically. And it was like, I don't know, it was 20 years maybe, I don't know. I took it home, and I was gonna make tea, like a tea bag, so I like heated up some water and I dumped it in there, and then I picked it up like this, and I was going to put the tea bag in, and it just shattered and fell on the floor. I was like, motherfucker! And my mom was like, what? What are you yelling about? I'm like, my cup broke. She's like, oh, what the fuck?
I would have took it back and be like, hey.
Oh, it was like months later.
Oh.
Yeah. It didn't break immediately. It was like months later.
I thought you were saying you did.
I used it to do that. Like, I'd made tea in it multiple times. It was basically my go-to tea making mug. And then that one time, I dumped the hot water in and just...
I think one of the weirdest things is something that reminded me of that was one of the vlogs I was watching. They were in Los Angeles, and the shower that the friends had that they were going to see.
Baby
had,
shower?
Huh?
Baby shower?
No. It was like a shower you get in and take a shower.
Oh.
But yeah, but they had like
Well, it just seems weird for somebody to be like, come look at my shower.
Yeah, but no, they didn't have them come over and look at their shower. Like they had two of the people. This is Stephen George's vlog, obviously, but they had went out to go pick up food, and one of the guy's girlfriend had been taking a shower. She got out of the shower, and they said there was a loud noise. Well, their shower door apparently was a sliding door, and it had tempered glass, and
Shatter?
it just. She said it was like an explosion. Like, she showed her hand. Her hand was all cut up and everything.
Yeah, I didn't get cut when my cup broke.
But I was like, how scary would that freaking be?
It was like a perfect slice almost, and this chunk just fell and hit the floor, and then I was still holding the handle and half of a cup, and I was like, what the fuck?
Comedy routine.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, if I had a
Okay,
shower door.
So you know what I'm talking. You know what the restaurant I'm talking about is, but you've never been there.
I don't know where one is near here.
No, I don't know where.
Okay. They sell burgers.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
I think my dad's been there before. But my dad's been a lot of places.
Do you remember? There was an episode of Robot Chicken where they make a giant robot Michael Jackson, and they build it at Vegas, and it starts molesting the giant big boy statue.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I always remember the aliens.
Yeah, it was that too.
Ah!
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Wait, what exactly was our plan using a white Michael Jackson? Jeremy.
It's like the original one shows up. I'm the real Michael Jackson. And they're fighting each other, and they both grab each other by the groin.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's hard to believe that show's been on for almost 15 years.
It's still going?
Still is.
Wow.
Really?
Seth Green really hit the jackpot on that one.
He hit the jackpot when he started voicing for Chris on Family Guy.
Yeah.
He makes more money on it. He probably makes more money doing that than he does on Robot Chicken.
Oh, you know he does. Like I'm pretty sure that the only reason he's able to do Robot Chicken is because of being Chris.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Robot Chicken gets paid.
No, I'm talking about like for him to have been able to start the show because I know he had money from prior things.
Right. Yeah. Obviously.
But like.
But I'm not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Robot Chicken.
Like the only other successful thing before Family Guy that he did that I can remember
Austin
is.
Powers.
Oh yeah, there's that. I started to say Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, he was in that too. He was in like video game commercials when he was a kid.
Well, he was also the voice of what's his name, Joker in.
Mass Effect. Yeah. I remember that because I remember the first time I heard him talk. He has that bone disease.
Yeah.
Where he got glass bones, and he fucks a robot.
Yeah,
You know, that makes-
really Edie?
Yeah.
He doesn't fuck her.
He does in the third one.
Yeah, well,
You know he does.
Yeah, he definitely gets it in on a robot.
Fucks a
But do you think that
robot.
robot had a vagina?
Of course it did. And if
Synthetic.
it didn't, he'd put one in.
It was state of the art, and she's like, "Yo, I can turn my hand into it."
What's funny is like every time I hear his
Got a
voice,
vagina on my forehead.
Yo, she can adjust the thickness of her hand grip.
what's funny is
he definitely fucked a robot.
what's funny is every time I hear his voice, I
How
think of
would he?
one of my
He'd
favorite
break every bone in
movies.
his body.
The hell are you talking about?
He has brittle bones.
And
How'd he fuck her?
he just lay there.
She's a robot.
She would still kill him.
No.
She just
Yeah.
sat on him a little too hard.
How did the last ones die? Crushed pelvis.
She's a robot. She can do perfect squats and never even touch him.
True. But did she love Snoo Snoo enough? No. Have you ever watched a movie called Rat Race?
Yes.
That had Seth Green in it.
Yes.
No.
I freaking love that movie.
Oh, he was in that fucking. It was like Sex Drive or something. He was an Amish guy in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
They had to travel all the way to Tennessee.
Yeah, they traveled like halfway across the country for him to fuck some girl.
And then it just turned out he was getting catfished.
Yeah, and then his brother was gay.
Yeah.
And
But he wound up fucking an Amish chick, didn't he?
No, he ended up fucking his childhood friend, and the other guy was gonna fuck this chick that he met, and she was gonna like shit on his chest, and her boyfriend was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and he's like running around still handcuffed to the frame of the bed, like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" It was crazy. He's like, "I don't want her, man. You can take her." He's like, "What? My girl's not good enough for you? I'll fucking kill her."
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The movie's horrible.
Yeah.
There's a part in that movie where he's like a mascot for some fucking like donut shop, and he's like dressed up like a giant donut, and these kids come up and like slap a dildo to the front of him, and he comes up and he's like going around like handing out coupons. He goes up to this guy with his little girl. He's like, "Hey man, I got something tasty for your daughter," with like a dick right here. And the guy's like, "What?" And he just punches him in the face, but he punches the wrong part of his face, so like he doesn't actually hit the guy in the suit, because his head's like at the eyeball. And he like punches it in the actual face, which is like his chest or something.
Yeah.
He went, oh,
Yeah,
and he
then
like shut pelvic thrusted.
And then he falls over and he can't get up because he's like in this giant fucking donut, so he's like a turtle, and his like friend comes up him up and he's like, "So put a dildo on you again."
That's the beginning of the movie.
It's like the very beginning of the movie.
I'll tell you, if that was me, I would freaking go into panic mode because it's one of those things where you don't feel like you can like move.
Have you ever fallen and not been able to get up?
Nope.
Me neither.
Hey, he's almost that age.
You know what? I don't even remember the last time I've fallen.
I remember the last time I fell because it was earlier this year. I was taking some stuff in for my dad and like got caught up between the stairs and this level that he had, and I thought it was. I thought I
It
had
wasn't level, was it?
No,
Do you remember
I thought I
the
had it
last time
cleared.
you
And I,
fell?
No.
didn't you fall in your apartment?
No.
I feel like you did. Like just for I don't remember what reason, but
I can't remember the last time I like legitimately fell.
Like if I wasn't doing something on purpose?
Well, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to run in like baseball slide places. I ripped my pants doing that.
Your parents would get so mad.
But I used to like baseball.
They'd get so
slide.
mad.
Like I'd be running and I'd run past the thing I was going to and like baseball slide and like turn around. Like, I was just really hyped.
I used to I used to trick myself just so I could go to the nurse's office so I wouldn't have to go to class.
I remember
And then the teachers caught on to what I was doing.
I used to do the knee slide a lot, where you run and like hit your knees and slide. And I remember one time I did it and just ripped both my pants perfectly, like right there. And at the school I was at, you weren't allowed to have holes in your clothes, and they sent me home.
You're like, yeah.
No, I was actually kind of upset about it.
He gets so mad. His dad was so mad.
No, it was my mom. Man.
His mom was so mad.
My mom was very mad.
Very mad.
She's like, now I gotta buy you new pants, you little shit.
So, but man, I want to go back to school.
I didn't want to go back to school. The only reason I wasn't upset that I got sent home. I was upset because my mom was yelling at me. Because I ripped my pants.
Because I ripped my pants.
You know what's funny is when we were talking about brittle bones earlier and everything, I thought of that episode of The Chocolate. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Where the salesman who sold them the bags is dressed up like somebody who has like a disease. He goes, I was born with glass bones and paper skin, and then like he falls down the stairs and you hear all these like glass shattering sound effects.
Yeah. My favorite part of that is when they're trying to sell stuff and he opens the door and Patrick's like, I love you.
Yeah. You rub it on your skin and it makes you live forever. It's like, no. No, somebody and their friend actually dressed like that at a Comic-Con or something.
I think I've seen it.
And that was hilarious. I was like, oh my god, I was like, that's hilarious. I love it.
There's a YouTuber called D-Pity, which is Deadpool's rapper name, by the way.
Yeah.
And he dresses up like he does multiple people, but he would dress up like Deadpool. He's done Kakashi.
Like steal their props and stuff and go around and like do stuff.
Yeah, but like he'd go to like Comic-Con and like do stuff with people. And there was one time where he's like dancing with this guy who is Homer Simpson but Vegeta. Like it's Vegeta's outfit and Vegeta's hair, but it's Homer Simpson's face and like
that's funny
and stuff. And he's like it's really funny. I miss watching those because I think he still makes stuff, but I just stopped watching them because I got bored with them. He did one where he dressed up like Kakashi and he was doing that 1,000 Years of Pain thing to random people. Like he would get his friend with the camera to like ask people to pose for a picture or whatever, and then he'd run by with the camera. And like he would do it to like he did it to like this chick one time where he ran up behind her like with her skirt, right? And as he turned to run away, she turned and just like smacked him in the back of the head with like this foam sword that she had.
It's funny.
Just like instantly, like without a second thought.
That's funny. That's good reaction timing.
Yeah. And then there's other people where he ran up and he like, and then they just like, yeah, and they were trying to keep the pose for the photo that wasn't actually a photo because it was a video camera. But yeah, he did. You may have actually seen it. He did the Deadpool like Gangnam Style video.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, he basically recreated like Gangnam Style music video, but it was Deadpool, and he did it again when Psy put out Gentleman.
Yeah.
He did it again.
I've seen one. I don't know if it was him or not, but because I've seen a couple of them where they dress like Deadpool and go around like steal people's props and just like.
He didn't really steal stuff from people.
But there was one chick who was dressed like Miku, the singer.
No.
And
never heard of her.
At all.
I don't have a giant fucking picture of her on my car.
Man.
There's not a giant
Sorry,
poster of her right there.
I'll give it back to you. No. But this chick was dressed like, I don't know where they were at. I think it said Dragon Con, which would be in Georgia. But she was dressed like that and everything, and
that's
she
like that's like one of the closest ones here. The biggest one that's really close.
But yeah, she was like doing like they had the like thing recording her and everything, and she was acting like she was doing a little song thing, and all of a sudden,
leak.
What?
Did she have a leak?
No, I don't know.
It was like one of Miku's things is she has like an onion leak.
Oh, it took me a minute. I was like, what? Because when you said leak, I automatically thought of like a leak, like
no, like the onion.
Okay, yeah.
That's like one of her things.
A neggy.
She has like a dance. She dances with an onion, and it's a leak.
No, she had it like just a regular microphone in her hand.
That's fine.
But like the guy who was dressed up as Deadpool and everything just kind of walked by her and second like that and looked at her, and all of a sudden he goes, and just kind of like looking at her and everything. Then all of a sudden she went like this to like do like a pose, and he grabbed the microphone and he goes like this. He goes, and then he starts doing like the Carlton dance and everything, and she's looking at him almost and she goes, when they start doing it together, and then like 3 more people show up,
It's
and
pretty funny.
I was like, that's really good.
There was a, I think it's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, or it's the sequel movie, which I haven't seen either one of them, but I remember the trailer. They were like out on a boat, and it was
There's
like,
a leak in the boat.
yeah, there's a leak in the boat, and it's like, yeah, like it was like the food could talk or whatever.
Yeah.
I think,
It's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
I think it was the second one.
2.
Because like the food was alive.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
have that.
there's a leak that lands in their boat, and they're like, oh, there's a leak in the boat. And everybody's like, ah!
See, movies like that
Yeah.
have pretty good comedic timing, because it's just kind of like, what?
Never watched it.
That's why I like The Ranch.
Never watched either one. That movie, no.
We watched what?
No.
It has comedic. It has
No, it
perfect.
doesn't. The show was not funny.
It does.
I watched it.
You can't say something has perfect comedic timing.
It doesn't, but it's really good. Like they
I
mix
watched the
it's a
first
drama.
episode of that show with you, and it was not that funny.
That's because you have a terrible sense of humor.
I have a great sense of humor. I'm the funny one.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, funny ha-ha, or
Funny. he's definitely not the funny one.
I'm not the one who said it was the funny one.
I mean, I didn't say that. I just assumed that.
Who
That's
called
not
you the
okay.
funny one?
That doesn't matter. Anyway,
You can't figure it out.
We're
I
not
know
that
exactly
kind of.
who did it. It just went on for
We're not that kind of stereotypes in this group.
Well, if you're the funny
we're
one,
the
what are
90s
me and
stere-
him?
we're
Chopped
the-
liver?
We're this 90s stereotypes. I'm the one who loves food. Nick is the fat one, and you're the skinny one.
And they say you're the funny one.
Who's they?
Remember that time I got you to do a spit take?
What?
Remember that time I got him to do a legitimate spit take?
Split?
Oh yeah.
You don't
A
remember
split take?
that? Yeah.
A split
I
take?
don't need to know what y'all are recording.
Anyway, do you remember that or not?
Sure.
Sure. That means
We
no.
were saying/singing the words because we were trying to remember how Nate Dogg's thing in Shake That went. And we were like singing the words to it. Alright, and then we finished, and you went to take a sip of your drink, and I went, we're white, and you went everywhere.
What
I mean,
are you
yeah.
gonna bring up to like try to prove his dominance on being the funny one?
Just saying.
He's like, you know what?
Bruh,
I gotta insert it. So you remember that time you spit up that drink
Yeah.
when I said we were white?
Brad, you said, I mean, yeah.
We should probably call it.
This just in, we're still white.
It's just in. I have more moles than I realized.
And on that night,
On that night,
on that note,
not a creature
All
was
of the-
moving. Not even a mouse. That's not how that goes.
No. You're close, but you're off by about, I think, 4 or 5 words or a paragraph.
What was it? And on that night, all was quiet. That's still not right.
No.
How's that go?
'Twas the night before Christmas. And
all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
And I don't know anything past
And all
that.
the young children, boys and all the young girls were
Waiting for
Afraid
Santa
that the
Claus.
Grinch was gonna steal their shit. And he did. But then he gave it back, and his heart grew, and he had cancer and died.
And he looked like Jim Carrey for a second.
No, I don't like that movie.
Just I said for a second.
I don't like that version.
Oh, and on that
I
note,
like the
vaping
Tim Curry
kills.
one.
There's one scene in the Jim Carrey Grinch movie that is funny, and the rest of it is garbage.
Let me guess this beginning.
I don't know if it's right in the beginning. It's when he's in his, he's arguing with the
Oh,
Echo.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, when he's arguing with the Echo, and it's like, you're an idiot, and he yells back, you're an idiot. He's like, well, fine, I'm just gonna talk really quiet. That way the sounds of my voice can't hit the wall and echo back and blah blah blah. You're an idiot. And he's like, what the fuck? The only funny scene in that entire movie.
You weren't expecting him to say you're an idiot. See, it's the comedy that catches you off guard that you find funny.
What is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Any comedy that catches you off guard, you
You're
find
being
funny. But if you already know where the comedy's going to, you're like, I've seen it.
Now, you see, I
I
stopped.
feel like that's how most people are.
See, I like
Most
watching.
people don't laugh at a joke they've heard 1,000 times.
That's like the Ace Ventura movies. Like,
Those are funny.
yeah.
You make funny jokes about every time I sit back in this thing, it makes a fart noise.
Because
Well,
farting
that's
is funny
one
to some
time.
people.
You've done it multiple times.
Yeah, but that was like weeks ago.
That's my point. Like, you keep bringing it up.
Well, yeah, it keeps
Farting
happening.
is funny.
It can
to
be
some.
funny.
Yeah.
See? That's you. That's him
Did you
actually.
hear that, Jim? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Anyway. See? I did it.
I don't know whether he actually farted or not. But anyway,
winning.
if you guys are stuck with us this far, I mean, this is probably our
What the
best.
hell is wrong with you?
Hey, this is probably our best podcast we've ever put out.
Maybe this should be
Because
the
we were
special.
real. This was real, recognizing real. I don't know what this was.
Nobody's real, and they're willing to let you know.
Yeah.
Nobody's
If
real.
You want to know how unreal I am?
Oh my God, Jim Carrey.
And they're gonna feel it.
I would hope not.
Nobody is
I'm
real,
not for social
but they're
distancing.
gonna let you go. Nobody's real, but they're gonna feel it tonight.
Giggity.
No.
Oh. Different kind of feeling.
But yeah, this is
Those
it
are
for
song lyrics.
I know.
this is coming out. Hey,
I don't know.
yeah, was
Marilyn Manson.
No.
this coming out Monday?
Sure.
Well, this is gonna be coming out Monday, and I hope you enjoy season 3 as much as we hope it'll be enjoyed. Though I do fall asleep.
And wish Nick luck in Europe.
Power
It's a
Man.
whole year away.
We don't know if we'll have anything going on.
Power Man 5000.
Okay.
You know, Rob Zombie's brother.
Yeah.
Less popular. Nobody cares. Lost relevance a long time ago.
Rob
But he had like
Zombie's
one good
brother.
song.
What are you talking about?
He had like one good song.
Who?
Power Man 5000.
You're a fool.
Rob Zombie's little brother. Tim.
Hello. We've got When Worlds Collide. We got Nobody's Real. Theme to a Fake Revolution.
When Worlds
Last
Collide,
Night.
that's it. End it there.
No, Bombshell. V is for
He's
Vampire.
so irrelevant. He's naming off all his songs.
And Supervillain. He's got like 7 good songs.
What about Last Night on Earth?
He's got like 8 good songs. And my favorite is still V is for Vampire. V is for Vampire. B is for Blood. Give me all of your money, and I will give you my love.
Okay. Well,
What about the fun song?
Those
Did
are
he
my
not sing that?
favorite
F is
lyrics.
for friends. No.
He has like his music has the dumbest lyrics, and I love them. And I love them because they're dumb.
but yeah, we'll catch you guys later.
Catch you on the flip
Uh,
side.
Hope you enjoyed our shack.
Stay frosty.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're still here,
Steve
why the
Martin.
fuck are you still here? Go check out our other videos. Literally. What the fuck are you still doing here?
Poltergeist. Did
Go
we
the
just-
fuck away.
Did we just turn into Ferris Bueller?
No, or Deadpool making references to Ferris Bueller.
This is what I want you to do. I want you to go down here, or it'd probably be over here. And I want you to
That's not
click.
gonna be- there's
It's
not
not
gonna
gonna be anywhere.
I want you to click on this little button down
be- We're
here.
not that good.
That makes it go from full screen to not full screen,
Oh.
and then swipe left.
I thought he was talking about to look at our other
Oh,
videos.
okay. Oh, see, what he said was go from full screen to not full screen, and then swipe left. So he's talking about a phone.
Yeah.
I don't like when I watch YouTube. I don't watch it on my phone, and 2, I don't use the full screen. I use the theater mode player, which is the one that puts the black bars on the
Yeah.
side.
Fine. If you're still here, check out our other videos. If not, fuck off and have a terrible day.
We're not sponsored.
Super Saiyan.
Buy some G Fuel. It's pretty good.
Or, you can always get Riggedy Rick, son.
Mine says, lick my balls.
Does it really?
Yep.
Nice.
Lick,
You ever seen that shirt they sell at Walmart?
Lick my fucking
Where,
balls.
I don't know if they still sell it at Walmart, but they used to, where it was Spot going like this,
Yeah.
and it said "Trek yourself before you wreck yourself."
You gotta track yourself before you wreck yourself because
Anyway.
I'm bad for your health.
Bye. Sayonara.
I'm like large fries. I do
Ohio
dry
gozaimasu.
That means good morning.
I know it does.
Say goodbye.
Konnichiwa.
That's hello. Say goodbye.
I don't remember goodbye.
Sayonara.
Oh yeah. How did I
Sayonara.
forget that? That's like super.
I have no idea. I said it like 30 seconds ago.
Konnichiwa. Sayonara.
Oh bye.
How do you say goodbye in Chinese?
Opai.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I don't speak Chinese.
I thought you were about to say
Hey,
Spanish, weren't
hey,
you?
get folk.
What?
How do you say goodbye in French?
Au revoir.
Yeah. Au revoir.
I would go with bon voyage.
You can do that too.
That means have a
You-
safe journey or something. But whatever.
Au revoir, les enfants.
Did you ever think about how Pepe Le Pew is a rapist?